Hello and welcome to PCI's Tech TV mini-series, Getting Started with Python and Geomatica. In this episode, we're going to take a tour of Geomatica's Python environments. Our main objectives will be to verify that Python is correctly configured with your Geomatica software, demonstrate the different working environments where you can access the Geomatica library through your Python interface, and finally, show you some resources that are available to help you create your Python scripts. Let's first begin by verifying Python is correctly configured to work with our Geomatica installation. So to do this, we can bring up our command console, go to our Python executable. So here we're going to enter interactive mode. And then we're just going to import the PCI library, typing import space PCI. And if we get a print message saying everything is correctly loaded, then we know that we will be able to import Geomatica's Python modules when we begin to write our scripts. If you received an error message when importing the PCI library, it could be a result of the Geomatica software not being correctly installed, licensed, or configured. Because checking the configuration is the easiest and fastest one of the three to verify, it would make sense to start there. The main thing that we need to verify with the configuration is that the path environment variable pointing to the Geomatica Python modules is correctly set. So to do this, we can just simply go to My Computer. We're going to right click on it. We're going to go to Properties. We're going to go to Advanced System Settings, Environment Variables, and under the System Variables, we're going to go down and look for the path variable. And we just want to make sure, so if we go into Edit, and be careful not to edit anything without knowing what you're doing. You just want to make sure that you have this path, C PCI Geomatics Geomatica 2014 EXE, and that it correctly points to here. So as long as you have that, your configuration should be correct. If you still have problems importing the PCI library, try reinstalling Geomatica or contact us at support@pcigeomatics.com. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you some of the different environments in which you can access and use Geomatica's Python modules. Since we already have it open, let's start by introducing Python's interactive mode. Here we write and compile code one line at a time. I can do simple things such as print statements, assign variables, arithmetic, and much more. So using interactive mode is great for verifying the syntax as well as checking certain blocks of code. The next method is through writing and compiling code from a Python Ascii file. So to do this, you can bring up any text editor, so for example Notepad++, and then I can just simply write some lines of code in here. So then I can save this on my desktop. Just call it code.py. Not very original. And then we can run it here. So we have to exit our interactive mode. Okay, and then we can just simply copy and paste the string in there, and then run this code. And it brings up the help for our fexport function. So the last environment that we're going to present here is accessed through our Geomatica Focus application. So we can bring it up here. We can go down to Tools, Python Scripting, and then within here we can begin to process and write lines. So we have the interactive mode version. So here I can do, for example, import PCI, and then run that. You can see we get the same result. And then the other thing I can also do is I can actually import scripts. We'll just do code.py. So we can see we import the script here. You can see we get the help documentation. So finally, let's take a look at some resources that are available to help you automate your geospatial workflows or build geospatial solutions. First, we have our Geomatica Online Help documentation. This provides you details about every Geomatica module. So we can go to Help, General. We can also access this through our Geomatica toolbar. And then if we wish, we can use our search capability to look for a function. So we can, for example, look for pan sharp. So we can see we have a couple different pan sharp functions here. You can then go to one of them. Make sure you click on the Python tab. Then you can get details about how to set up the pan sharp 2 function and how to call it. And you can do this with every single one of our over 500 geospatial functions that are available to you. Another great set of resources to take advantage of are the growing number of Python tutorials available on our website. So for this, we can just go to pcigeomatics.com. We can go to Resources and Support, go to Tutorials here, and we can see we have a whole number of tutorials that are organized based on the area of our software. So we can just go find Python. We can see we have an early set of our Python tutorials. Many more are going to be published in the near future. So the final resource I want to present to you is our Geomatica Python Cookbook, available through our GitHub account. This resource can be accessed by clicking on the GitHub icon found at the bottom of all PCI web pages. So if we go to the bottom here, you can see under Social Media, we have a GitHub icon, so we can click on here. It's going to bring us to our cookbook. The Geomatica Python Cookbook provides short recipes or blocks of code that use Geomatica's Python library to automate many geospatial and image processing operations. So if we look here, we can go into an area such as satellite photogrammetry. We can check out automatic GCP collection and refinement. So it's a batch processing script. And then we can see we can copy and paste code that shows us how to automatically collect GCPs on multiple images and refine them based on their statistical accuracy. So there's a variety of different recipes that are available throughout the cookbook, and they're well organized into these different sections based on their functional area.